club of people who set people up for a living. If, you know, they ever want to speak now or forever hold their peace. And who knows, they could wind up paying the price for their participation. Not one single person said, oh my God, sounds like someone scared the SHIT out of you. You know, if you want to stay at our place, or, you know, I can hang out with you if you want to grab dinner. Like, I'll go back to your apartment with you. You know, if you need a friend for a couple nights, like, we'll hang out. Like, when something like that happens, you don't want to go back to your home, your apartment, whatever you have, condo, whatever. You literally are like, I don't want to stay there I don't want to stay there. That actually happens. It happened to me. And also, when you're terrorized that badly, your muscles go limp. You can't even hold your phone. You can't really scream because it's like I couldn't scream, and I couldn't even talk for about 4 to 5 minutes before I called my sister when everything kicked off that night. I called my sister first. I don't know why. There's a whole recipe for that. I think it was more in the realm of I was afraid to call the police, or I thought the call would be rerouted. Like, it ran through my brain like, this is totally whack, whatever just happened. And if I call the police, will it be rerouted to the CIA? Like, I actually wondered. But my sister convinced me after a couple minutes of talking to call the police. And I did, but I still wondered because the person who answered the phone sounded like a fake animatron Italian. It's hard to describe. There are certain people who have a really flat voice. And I was like weirded out by the 911 responder or dispatch person, whatever they are. Anyway, police came out, but they sort of kicked stones around like they were on Andy Griffith. And they could have come in and checked the basement. I was shaking and trembling so badly. They should have been a little bit more inquisitive. Like, do you need us? Like, they could have checked around more. It's hard to explain. I was afraid to be too demanding. That's how bad that was. It's like, you know, and I felt like they were trying to minimize the experience of what I experienced because they're like, well, there was a van that was involved. And it's like, well, there's a van. You know, it could have been like a UPenn shuttle that picks up people in the middle of the night. You know, and they went on and on. There was a van that had shown up on the block further south of where I lived. And anyway, when someone sort of had me do the math over time, they helped me see, like, even leading up to that night, there were several things that went off almost like practice, sort of test to see what I would do or how I reacted or what I thought. So they knew it was a setup. There are people who know it was a setup. So I don't know if they're afraid. They might be too afraid to show their faces in Philly. Because they're like, remember how someone did something weird further up the street, and you're like, should I call the police or not? When you first moved in, remember when the people quote unquote stole the tires off of your neighbor's car right in front of your apartment, and then they asked you who you saw, or did you see it, and this and that and the other. Those things were tests leading up to the 4th Monday of January 2011. So anyway, what I heard is we nailed somebody so badly that we'll just keep going along until that person winds up in the slammer. They would be high level. This is why it's so bad, why I'm still here. Wondering when they're ever gonna do anything.